Well, hello class, and welcome to week 4 of BACC 635 Advanced Accounting Theory. Hope that each of you are doing well and having a great start to your fourth week as we near the halfway point of our class together and continue our journey through the studies that we're examining in accounting theory and our advanced study of it. In this week's content, we're going to explore chapter 4 on the topic of the status, development, and the uses of financial reporting. In chapter 4's content and in week 4's content together, much of what we're going to explore is going to relate to the research methodologies and research approaches that we use in the course of generating accounting theory and accounting standards that we use in the profession. What we're going to explore is first an overview of the different paradigms for conducting disciplined research. As you probably are already aware, there are a variety of different research approaches that accounting theorists can employ as they seek to generate a robust accounting theory. Historically, we've used a variety of these approaches within the profession and within academia as accounting professors and researchers have sought to advance the development of theory. The problem has been, again, on a historical basis, that we have often used an approach that relied on spot treatment, a pragmatic approach that essentially waited for a problem to develop within the profession and then tried to apply a solution to that problem in the form of a theoretical construct or a paradigm. In practice, we often call this a band-aid approach, and what basically happened through much of the early history of the profession is that problems would come before the accounting standard setters, first the CAP, then later the APB, and then of course ultimately the FASB, and in trying to treat those problems, those different business scenarios or transactions that would come up, those standard setters would essentially try the band-aid approach. They would come up with a solution in terms of GAAP based on theory that was really developed on an on-the-fly basis. That's not to say there weren't foundational concepts that we were able to appeal to. Double entry accounting's been around for a long time, since 1494. However, double entry accounting as a framework isn't sufficient to deal with all the complexities that we have to confront as accounting professionals. So what we began to realize as a profession through the course of time is that a more robust system of how to do accounting research, how to develop new accounting theory was needed. And so as time went on, we saw a greater and greater emphasis on scientific approaches to conducting research, namely the scientific method in the pursuit of research, as we sought to develop a stronger and a more robust accounting theory and again use that to support and to form the framework around which accounting standards are crafted. So throughout the content in this chapter and throughout this week's material, you're going to first identify the basic research methodologies that drive the development of accounting theory, and then from there you'll learn to describe the relationship between accounting research and accounting practice. One of the key concepts for us in this chapter and in what we're doing at the graduate level in accounting is recognizing that accounting research doesn't exist in a vacuum. That is, we don't do accounting research strictly and solely for the sake of research or the generation of new knowledge. Rather, accounting research as the generation of new accounting knowledge exists to support, to advance, and to further drive what we're doing in practice. In other words, as the FASB and the ISB craft new accounting standards to guide practice and to guide how various business situations and events and transactions are being reported and the elements that are dealt with within each of those items and each of those scenarios, how those items are being reported, how we're doing the process of financial reporting is a process that should be driven by accounting research, by the generation of new theory. So you're going to examine the relationship between these research efforts and again what we're doing in practice. Thirdly, you'll also identify the role that accounting information plays in society, and specifically the role that robust accounting research plays. Part of the reason that as you work through some of the case studies that you're looking at each week, namely your weekly case and then your ASU case, and the reason that you're being asked to integrate that with a research article, a peer-reviewed research article, or a professional article is helping you to understand how what accounting researchers do, how that will integrate with practice, and how that can further expand and inform what we do as accounting practitioners. If someone comes up with new accounting knowledge, and that knowledge is just locked away in a drawer, it's not existing. It's not moving to the furtherance of society and to the furtherance of the profession. Thus, as accounting researchers come up with new knowledge and publish those findings in the form of peer-reviewed research, as well as books and other sources of accounting knowledge, robust accounting knowledge, we want to be able to share that, and we also want to be able to review and to integrate that with what we're doing in professional practice to help us solve problems, to help us leverage and explore opportunities, and to help us fulfill our role and our obligations as a profession in the service of society. So, as you explore these concepts on a deeper level, you're going to again dive into some case studies that will help you to explore these concepts and to think more deeply about them, beginning with your week 4 discussion. In your week 4 discussion this week, you're going to explore the concepts of deductive, inductive, and pragmatic research approaches, and you're going to provide examples of different forms of those research, different examples or different cases of that research that's evident from your textbook reading and also that you'll be able to find from other sources, and to discuss, compare, and contrast those different forms of research. In your week 4 case and unit assignment, you're going to explore debate 4-1, the efficient market hypothesis and accounting information. As you explore the efficient market hypothesis, a concept and a foundational theory that frames much of what we do and what we understand about the role of accounting and the role of theory in society, you're going to dive into not only what that theory is, but also examine some of the ways that that theory is important in practice and how it helps us to understand the way that accounting information impacts the decisions of financial statement users and the broader world around us. Lastly, in your week 4 ASC research assignment, you'll explore FASB ASC 4-1 or Case 4-1, looking at employee stock options. And once again, you'll not only find the relevant guidance from the Accounting Standards Codification to address that particular case, but you'll also find a related peer-reviewed or professional research article to integrate with your response. As you explore this week's content, as always, if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. I'll be glad to assist and to help you any way I can in the process. You can reach me by email at jake.brock@ucumberlands.edu. With that, I want to thank you for watching and wish each of you a wonderful week ahead.